Okay, so I made a couple of changes. I just want to bring your attention over in this column here. You can see I've added an A, B, C. I've added those letters so that I can sort these and force a hierarchy so that the highest is the highest and lowest is the lowest there. It'll make sense in a little while when I show how we can have different views on the data. The other thing you might see over on the right here is that there are 2 extra columns and that the table has been extended. I show you exactly how to do this in the last 2 videos, the extra videos in this series, so check them out if you want to see that. Following on from the last video, I wanted to say that so you can see how the grey columns here help in the decision making, and it helps us separate out, this whole approach helps us separate out the ongoing thinking about the spending we might want to do and into the future as well, separate to the decisions that we need to make now. I find that really helpful. And so the green decision column and the green next action column, the way they play a role is the decision column is really about where our thinking is at, and it helps us to gradually move our thinking forward, and we do that by defining a next action here in this column here, and knowing what we need to do next is just super helpful, because once we think it through once, we don't have to think it through a second time. And so when, for example, in your day, if you've got 10 minutes spare and you know there are a couple of things you to go and buy, you can just come and see the list and say which ones I can go and just buy those couple of things, and off you go to that slurl that's already there and done. When the things like go explore need a different mindset, so you can pick a more kind of like maybe relaxed moment where you've got a bit more time and you can go exploring. So you can just match the state you're in with the things that you need to do because you've already organized all the actions. So this is some of you might recognize this is inspired from the Getting Things Done system, GTD system. I recommend it highly. It's really helped me. So with all that, I wanted to introduce the notion of views. See, the benefit here of this structured table with all this structured data is that it can be sorted. It can be sorted into looking at it in different ways. So, for example, we could sort it in terms of priorities. What we're doing, if we want to look at the whole table with a different view, there's like a calculator icon here. Click on that and then create group by view of, for example, priority. So let's do that, and then you can see it's sorted it into highest, high, medium, low, lowest, and then you can see like you might not have a lot of time and you want to just see what are the highest priority items, what needs doing on there for them, and then another time address the lower priority items, so you can, based on your own time. So if we exit that view, don't want to save that view, you can save these views if you like. Now let's have a look based on type. If we sort this based on type, you can see avatar body things, clothing, landscaping. You might say be in a mode where you want to focus on landscaping things and you want to see all the landscaping items you might want to think about buying and organizing your shopping that way. Then lastly, well, there are other types here. I think it's also useful to, like, for example, next action. Have a view on the things. What are the things that you've got to check that you've got? What are the things that don't need anything right now to buy? So I guess you can see from this that you can do a lot with this because the data, you've taken the time to put these data into different sections, etc. Now you can look at it in different ways. I think that can be really helpful.